And now, here is Nyasha Yungwei, representing the LM class of 2014.
Dad, thanks for coming. 2 nights ago, I watched the rehearsals for the light show that UCLA is putting up for the Centennial campaign. It was epic. It was mesmerizing, and I had this moment, not the kind that compels you to drop out of school and start a billion-dollar company, the kind that makes you account for what you have in your life. I realized that I am incredibly fortunate to have my life, to attend UCLA, to be a lawyer, to have classmates, JDs and LLMs, that I consider family and friends. To the LLMs, I apologize in advance. I do not have any profound wisdom to share with you. I will not discuss your awesome professional credentials. Similarly, I refuse to tell you that there is chaos out there and it is your responsibility to save the world, even though I have absolute faith that you have the power and ability to do so. If anything I've learned this year is that we spend too much time projecting into the future, thinking about what we can and should do, and creating relationships on the basis of, how can you help me later? Instead, I ask that you look back with me, recount what you have accomplished, and celebrate the most incredible thing about you. You. You are incredible people. This past year, you displayed remarkable courage, resolve, and strength of character. You arrived at UCLA knowing that you had a spectacular opportunity before you to learn from the best, to compete with the brightest, and to make a lasting impression on your outlook for your future. Whether or not you realize it, because of the 271 days you have spent together, your lives will never be the same again. I commend you for making lasting memories, whether it was gathering for sushi dinner, drinks at Barney's, or teaming up to teach the JDs, faculty, and staff that you are hands down, pound for pound, the best beer tasters around town. You used every opportunity to create and develop meaningful relationships. I always felt welcome when I was with you. In the same way, I commend you for taking every opportunity to make this year an incredible experience for your families. Whether you made a single trip to Las Vegas, or you're like Ryosuke, who took his family to 19 national parks, your loved ones remained at the center of your universe, and you took the time to strengthen your bonds. I commend you for having grit. This year required that you acclimate yourselves quickly to a foreign environment, that you learn complex legal concepts in a language that was not your own, and that you compete against the JDs with very few accommodations. You were clearly at a disadvantage, but you did not falter. You did not feel sorry for yourselves. You rose to the challenge, and you worked hard. And to borrow from Julius Caesar, you came, you saw, you conquered. I commend you for your astonishing will to overcome difficulty, to fight at all costs to earn the seat you are sitting in today. During your time here, some of you lost loved ones, others lost relationships back home. It is impossible to identify each of you and the sacrifices you have individually made, but if I may, I believe that our classmate Simon truly exemplifies the fighting spirit that I have found comes standard in all LLMs. For those of you who don't know Simon, sometime last year, Simon was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. He sat for his finals in December with a large tumor in his stomach and cancer spreading to his lungs and his liver. After the misery of exams, he flew home to Switzerland and started the agonizing process of treatment. Cancer was threatening to end Simon's year with us, but Simon had other plans. At this point in his story, I put it to you that an ordinary person would have quit the LLM program. I know I would have given it serious thought and consideration. But Simon is not ordinary. He finished his treatment, returned to UCLA to sit for his finals, and today he is seated among his classmates and friends, graduating. In addition to that, Simon received the news that he beat cancer. Simon, your strength, tenacity, and willingness to fight for your life and for this degree are humbling to me. You inspire not only me, but your classmates, and I and all of us are fortunate to share this day with you. There is another side to the coin that is Simon's and the LLM's success. Indeed, behind every successful lawyer is a law school. None of this would be possible were it not for the very nature of UCLA, an institution dedicated to its students. I cannot say thank you enough to Dean Moran and all the administrative staff responsible for keeping this place running. To the professors who decide and dedicate themselves to teaching, even though they could easily get rich and famous doing anything else. To Lara Stempel, Vic Telesino, and Tiffany Parnell for bringing us together, putting up with us, addressing our issues, and for responding to our emails faster than we could say, do svidanya. Without you, some of us might have fallen prey to USC. Dad, family, and friends, thank you. As you celebrate our achievements with us, please know that everything we do is for you. To the LLM class of 2014, thank you for reminding me of what it means to be unshakable in your resolve, and also for that inalienable truth that Americans go crazy for accents, and that sounding extra foreign or European is key to nighttime success. Thank you for teaching me that even though we are very diverse, we are not so different. Even though we speak different languages, pray to different beings, love different kinds and types of people, and even though we may disagree on the fundamental purpose of the law, we love, we laugh, we cry, and we hope that our efforts will make the world a better place. In light of the advice of Justice Stevens, my only advice to you is this: continue to be good people and continue to have good hearts. Everything else will fall in place. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Nyasha. You have a very nice accent. Every year, the graduating class votes for the Professor of the Year. For the 5th consecutive year, Professor Patrick Goodman has won this award. Every semester, students plot out their class schedules around his Wills and Trusts class. This year, Professor Goodman even had to expand his section to accommodate the extraordinary demand. The class of 2014 would like to thank you, Professor Goodman, for your enthusiasm and dedication to your students. I hope you have some room on your mantle for this award. Professor Goodman, everyone.
Thank you very much, Meredith. Justice Stevens, Dean Moran, parents, faculty, and most of all, the members of the class of 2014. Okay. Receiving an award like this, as great as it is, and it's very nice, is a distant second to how rewarding it's been for me to work with such fine and dedicated students, JDs and LLMs alike. You are among the very best our society has to offer. Your friends and family here today already knew you were something special before you came to law school. But now, with your law school years shortly coming to a close, the rest of the world is about to find out too. Any success I have at my job is because of the support of my family who are here today. My wife, Samantha, my 10-year-old son, Benjamin, my 8-year-old son, Max, my parents, Michael and Claudine, and my brother, Phil. They're all here, and thank you for coming. I'm especially proud of my son, Max, in particular, coming here to support me because today is his 8th birthday. So happy birthday, Max. Thanks for agreeing to come here and letting us cancel your birthday party. No, I'm just kidding. He already had his party last weekend. It was a blast. There was a bouncy and all kinds of stuff. And Max, we are going to celebrate at your favorite restaurant tonight, the famous La Monica's. And my older son, Benjamin, turned 10 just 3 days ago. And when he heard that I'd won this award, he knows a lot about what goes on at work and what my job is like. He was so sweet. He asked if he could write my thank you speech. So I said, "You would do that for me?" And he said, "Of course, Daddy, for $25. So I told him what any parent in my position would say. Absolutely. And this is the truth. This is what he wrote, with some help from Max and Wikipedia, but none from me. And it states my sentiments precisely. So here it is. Thanks, Benjamin, for the speech. I would like to thank my students for electing me Professor of the Year. I would like to congratulate all my wonderful students on graduating from law school. It has been an honor to teach such intelligent people. William Shakespeare once said, I told him to start with a joke or something, warm up the crowd. Let's kill all the lawyers. We have a refrigerator magnet that says this. Back to the speech. While he may have been right, I think that today everyone here disagrees. It's a good joke. We are here today to celebrate the beginning of my students' careers as lawyers, a job that I have held for 18 years. It is also a job with some definite perks. One of them is the fact that I have a candy store right next to my office. I like my students very much, although sometimes it is very challenging to teach them. He's heard a few things. Also, I like UCLA because it is very fun to teach here. We are proud to welcome Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens as our featured graduation speaker. He has selflessly served our country as Supreme Court Justice for almost 35 years. During World War II, he joined the Navy, where he was part of the code-breaking team. Also, I would like to welcome my wife, Samantha, and my two sons, Benjamin and Max. It starts to get meta here. Benjamin typed this speech while his brother Max gave him ideas. Happy birthday, Max. Benjamin concludes by saying, I wish you all good luck because the world needs lawyers like you. Thanks, Benjamin. I owe you $25. But I should add, Shakespeare's exact line is, quote, the first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers. And that's from Henry VI, Part 2. And it was stated in that play by Dick the Butcher. And he's not called Dick the Butcher because he's a butcher. Dick the Butcher was a follower of the rebel Jack Cade, who thought that if he disturbed law and order, he could become king. And Shakespeare meant that phrase, first thing we do, let's kill all the lawyers, as both a compliment to attorneys and judges who protect the people and the people's institutions, but also a warning about the public's suspicions about lawyers in tough times. Having worked closely with many of you, I can say with confidence and gratitude that the class of 2014 will represent the best of the profession. I can't wait to see the wonderful things you all accomplish. My son Benjamin is exactly right. The world does need lawyers exactly like you. So to all of you, congratulations. I'm truly humbled that I can be a part of your day, and I thank you so very much for this great honor. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, Professor Goodman, and thank you, Benjamin, wherever you are, for one-upping my speech. The class, on behalf of the Student Bar Association, I would now like to take a moment to recognize Dean Cheadle's many years of service to UCLA Law. Our Dean of Students, Elizabeth Cheadle, is retiring after 20 graduation ceremonies, or 21 if you count her own when she graduated from here. While in law school, Dean Cheadle served as editor-in-chief of the UCLA Law Review. She went on to work in both the public and private sectors before returning here as Dean of Students. Dean Cheadle was a Ninth Circuit clerk, a corporate and real estate attorney, district office director for a member of the California State Legislature, and staff counsel to the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy, where she still volunteers today. Dean Cheadle has dedicated most of her legal career to helping UCLA law students realize their goals, both personally and professionally. Dean Cheadle is always there for students to give advice about anything from which classes to take, to what books to read or running club to join. Over the years, Dean Cheadle has made an impact on the lives of countless students and has been a driving force behind the UCLA law experience for so many generations of lawyers. SBA in the class of 2014 would like to present Dean Cheadle with this plaque that I will get in recognition for her invaluable service to UCLA School of Law. Thank you so much for everything, Dean Cheadle.
Thank you so much, Meredith. And after 20 commencement ceremonies in a row, I'm really happy to be graduating with the class of 2014. So I look forward to seeing you at reunions. We'll all be alums, and we'll all see you and celebrate the years ahead. So thank you. It's been a great pleasure and an honor.
Congratulations again to Professor Goodman and Dean Cheadle. The class of 2014 would now like to present our class gift to UCLA School of Law. We have already surpassed last year in both participation and overall donations. Dean Moran has generously agreed to match the total we raise when the campaign closes at the end of June. So far, we have raised over $21,000 or $42,000 with the match. As in prior years, students are able to donate to the program of their choice. This year, we also established the Siddharth Garcia Memorial Fellowship in honor of a remarkable member of our class who we unfortunately lost last year. Before law school, Siddharth was a social justice advocate in Los Angeles. While at UCLA Law, Siddharth served as a White House intern and policy advisor to Elizabeth Warren's Senate campaign. This fund will provide much-needed fellowships to students interested in public interest law and critical race studies programs, which were two of Siddharth's biggest passions here at UCLA Law. Thank you so much to the class of 2014 for your generous donations to Class Gift.
Well, I want to thank you, class of 2014, for that wonderful gift, and I know it's going to go to very good purposes.